Hello, my name is Dr. Ian Mills. I have a PhD from Duke University, and I'm going to be your Latin instructor this semester. Good news, you already know the Latin alphabet. In fact, you know a few too many letters. Latin doesn't have the letter Y or the letter J that you're used to. There's something called the consonantal I, which will show up at the beginning of words most often, sometimes between vowels, that will sort of do the things you're expecting Y and J to do. There's no letter Z, except for a few loanwords. The letter K is extremely rare. Other than that, the alphabet is pretty much the same. Now, there are a few letters that are pronounced differently that you need to know. The letters C and G are always hard. So you've seen this name before. In English, we call him Caesar. But in Latin class, to practice pronunciation, we're going to call him Caesar with a hard C. Likewise, Cicero will for our class be Cicero. There's a whole conversation to be had about the pronunciation of these letters. It changes over time. There's a ecclesiastical pronunciation, church pronunciation, Cicero, and Italian. We are going to be practicing classical Latin pronunciation, which means hard C's, Kaiser, and hard G's, Gaius, not ever pronounced like a J or a soft G. The R's, I will encourage you to roll. They're rolled for different lengths, depending on where they show up in the word. We'll look at that. And perhaps most important to show that you've studied classical Latin is knowing how to pronounce the letter V. This word, meaning man, not human, but man, gendered, masculine, is pronounced weir. The V is pronounced like a W. Virtus for virtue. There are other rules. You'll notice that your letters will come, you'll notice that your vowels will come in two varieties. They'll come written like normal, just a letter E, and they'll come with a macron over their top. When these show up, you need to learn these. We'll discuss in class which ones you're going to be held accountable for on quizzes and tests. But these macrons, these long forms of the vowel, they change the pronunciation, and in many cases, they change the meaning. So some will be more important than others, and we'll talk about them, but when these show up in your vocab, you'll need to learn them. You'll need to remember which E's are long, which E's are short. And any one of the letters can come in a long or a short variety, as indicated by the presence or absence of a macron. There are another number of vowel combinations in Latin that have distinctive pronunciations. I refer you to page the introduction of your textbook, Wheelock. I refer you to the discussion of diphthongs therein. I believe that's on bottom of page 37. Just look over those. Combinations of letters pronounced together. For instance, A-E is pronounced like the A-I in aisle. So not two distinct sounds, but one continuous vowel sound. I look forward to meeting you all soon, and feel free to read through the introduction before class, but don't get bogged down in all the details. I've tried to present to you what I think is most important. Start with that.